So somebody's curling iron is on. I don't know if it's supposed to be.
Oh. Hello. Welcome to Monday Night Live Meditation. This is Halloween edition. So, does anyone not know what I am? And we have a couple live viewers. So we're in Portland. And there's Audra lives here, so she's with us live tonight. She just got here. And then my cousin Leah, who I'm traveling with. And she really wants to make an entrance. So type in the chat, let me know. Let me know what you're, who's here. So say hi, and then let me know if you're doing anything for Halloween and if you're going to be dressing up. Hi, hi. And also, I want to make sure that this stream is strong enough. So if someone would, and I'm just going to keep the chat bar going. If anybody, if it's not, I can connect it to my phone, but I've never streamed from this location. So if there is any issues, please just give me a note in the chat and I'll be watching that. So we're going to, I'm just gonna see if we got any comments in the private Facebook group. No. Oh, yeah, you are. Sit there. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and let me know if there's anything particular you want me to know. Okay, your chat, there's someone who just shared that their chat. That's fine. Kaylee, if you want to message me via Facebook, that's fine. And you had shared in the group, Kaylee, that you're interested in me going into Twin Flames, I believe. I'm just trying to find the post. Okay, so we have Twin Flame, feeling really weird about this subject. My husband is not my twin soul, but my soulmate. If this makes sense, I had a run-in with my twin flame about 2 weeks ago. It's someone who I try to shove my feelings down every day and have done so for 3 years straight every day, but was able to understand this just over the last week. If any of this makes sense, it kind of confuses me still. Okay, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to go into this tonight about twin flame over this meditation, but the book that I suggested for you will be helpful. And in my understanding of twin flame and twin soul, any relationship is just a reflection of something that we need to see mirrored. So that book will go into a lot more information, and that book is in the private group. I listed that. So, but I can definitely, tap in and support you in whatever's coming up for you. But that's not a topic that I'm gonna too much into in this format. So last night we did an event here in Portland, and really, really beautiful energy, really grounding, really connected. So we're going to bring that in to the group, to the meditation tonight. And then if there's anything more specific that you want me to tap into, just let me know and go ahead and put that in the chat. Anything that live viewers want to chime in about or have us tap into? Okay. All right.
Maybe that evil thing you're talking about that we experienced.
Oh, okay. Just before we arrived back home, me and my cousin were just walking around downtown Portland, and we grabbed some food, and we were walking back to our car, and there was a guy who was clearly probably homeless, and I caught eyes with him, and it was almost like his spirit jumped out at me, and I was like, the words that came out of my mouth to my cousin were like, be careful, and then she looked over and she saw the same thing. And anytime, you see it's mental illness, and in mental illness, from a more spiritual space, if you're opening yourself up to substance or have trauma and jump out of your body, you can be void and entities can come in and be running your body. And sometimes you see that. And that's why literally people have different personalities, or they're talking to someone because they're, really think it's real. And so I was just explaining to her that, because she kind of felt even jolted, and it felt like it attached to your heart, or kind of got you in your heart. So when you're light, and that's what I saw, when you're light, they try to attack even more, like a dark energy, because they want, they want to, it's shiny. It's like a shiny object. And so I'm just I just told her that when we go into meditation, I'll into it. So it's nothing to be worried about. But as you're, and this is kind of something we talked about at the event last night, as you're opening up and you're going to other levels, you have experience with dark and light, and it's not a bad thing. I think in the private group, Kaylee had asked, how do you, remove energy, someone else's energy off you? And I really, I gave some suggestions, but then I also shared is that it's not a bad thing. This is a training. Like you get to have experience with it so you can understand how energy works. So we don't need to, it's not something that we want to be like, it's just like, oh, I'm having an experience so that I can see like that's what happened. And you have ways of being able, when you're strong enough, you can then like, there were times where I wasn't that strong. And now it's like I see it, and it can bounce off. Like I can sense it trying to come, but it just like, so I'll go into that a little bit. A little Halloween theme, spooky. All right, so go ahead and find yourself comfortable. So you can rest your palms up if that's comfortable to you. Close your eyes. And we're going to begin with 3 inhales, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just letting any tension melt away, anything release, or anything you're holding in the body as you release that exhale. And after that last exhale, continue inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And just bringing that breath into the belly. On your inhale, where that breath is going, and really trying to draw it down into that belly space. And I'm seeing an emerald green and gold that immediately showed up, and it appears to be the presence of Archangel Raphael. So that healing guide, and just allowing that emerald green to start to grow, expand, extend in the belly. Attaching to your seat, so notice the support underneath you. And just honoring that support, feeling that sense of support that's always available to you. And drawing up your spinal cord. As you draw up the spine, letting the shoulders relax, letting your body begin to seep, begin to go deeper into relaxation. So deep my mouth stopped working. And coming up to the crown of your head. And as you arrive at the crown, just imagining that space opening, energy frequency, and I'm seeing a emerald green and golden light begin to draw down. Draw in, filling up the brain, the head space, dropping the shoulders, asking how can we connect stronger, how can we go deeper. And as we draw down, seeing that light completely be absorbed in the brain, center of the brain, drawing down into your eyes, nostrils, jawline, relaxing the jaw, throat, Turning on, lighting up that throat chakra, seeing it light up as blue. And then continuing to draw down the back of the spine, turning on that spinal cord, seeing that light come all the way down into the tailbone, turning on your central nervous system. Radiates in a blue light. Keeping those shoulders relaxed. I'm seeing a pretty blue, kind of darker tone. The shoulders, kind of up the neck, and then drawing into biceps, elbows, transitioning into purple, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers. Noticing any movement, sensation, feeling in the wrists, palms, fingers. Continuing to breathe into that belly. And imagining on your release, anything that's ready to go, release out the palms, the fingers, and letting that travel right into a space at your feet to be recycled, making room, space. For something new. So along with this deep relaxation, kind of checking in, tapping in here to the strength that's coming through and drawing into the heart space. So coming down that throat into the lungs, the heart, that entire heart chakra. Go ahead and breathe into that space, seeing it light up in green. And I'm seeing the lungs light up in green and then going beyond, letting that green light, maybe there's a different color you're seeing. I'm seeing a hint of reds here as we're going through. And anytime red comes in, it's like you'd see red at a stop sign. You have to stop. You know, it's a warning. Not to go down the fear path, but it's just something that's drawing your attention to something that's urgent now. So if you are getting glimpses of that red space, just notice it where it shows up. You don't have to obsess on it or get too concerned. And as we begin speaking to this, there's now purple that's starting to transition and open up that base right at the center of the chest. And it's kind of opening like a flower would from a bloom. And just expanding out and around, letting that energy draw up through the crown, extending out the third eye, lighting a purple flame at the third eye, noticing any movement, sensation, feeling as you light that. And go ahead and just imagine that purple light glowing and extending a light out toward a path. And go ahead and just take a step onto that path. So beyond just looking out, just take a step on, not needing to know where you're going, just having a trust. Drawing down past the heart into the solar plexus. So coming at that space right at the center of the body. Connecting here to a golden sphere. I'm seeing what appears to look like a sun, and then there's kind of a lotus flower that appears in the center of that sun. And as you breathe into that golden light, letting that begin to radiate up and out the crown, up and out the side body. And then drawing down into our bellies. So drawing into the digestive system, letting that light energy frequency penetrate all of your organs. Coming in and below the belly button, drawing into your sacral chakra. And I'm seeing a blue light that's drawn down. And it's kind of a solid pastel blue. And drawing into that space below the belly button, connecting at the crown, seeing that light draw through, come down, and then penetrate that space in the sacral chakra. And as that light penetrates, just noticing any sensation, feeling, movement, thoughts, people, letting that light begin to glow, expand, extend, just inviting it in. And not needing it to do anything here. So the creative space, the sacral space, appears to be shut down. And so we're just going to be with it. We're not forcing anything. Just listening, working with the body, working with your energy. Noticing color, sensation, movement. Maybe that red is showing up here. Once again, just guiding you to pay attention. And now lighting, igniting a purple flame within this area of the body. And at this space, call in your higher self. So just asking your higher self to come in, join you, be with you. And bringing down a golden light down and around your body, just as an extra layer of transparent protection. So it's almost like they're lens to be able to sense, be able to feel. And as that draws in, just start to notice anything that made a transition in your physical body. So you may have actually started to see something different as this came down around your eyesight, or how you're experiencing this in your mind's eye and your body. And that space now has opened at the sacral, and it is blue, really, really pretty blue. And it kind of appeared as like a heart kind of cloud puff, and then just expanded out. And bringing peace for the body, coming into the root chakra, drawing into that space at your base, noticing a white light. Some may appear to be seeing a purple, pastel colors. And then letting that light draw down, coming into the thighs, knees, calves, ankles, tops of feet, bottoms of feet. Seeing your body completely lit up here in this light. Once again, noticing any movement, sensation, feeling. You may feel a stronger flow surging through the body. And I'm seeing a lot of white, still a lot of pastels. It's like a rainbow. And as you see that body completely lit up, letting that glow that you're lit up in extend and expand. And as those auras start to glow, expand, extend outside of you, that where we all are begin to reach each other, creating a stronger hold, stronger loop, stronger bond. And then actually visualizing us all joined together on a mountaintop in a circle. And there is a surge of purple energy that starts to glow at our creative centers and then rise up, encapsulating our entire energy field, creating like a big purple bubble around our group. Else you wish to join us can either form an outer circle around us or come in the middle to be in that embrace. And with the frequency of this purple flame, this violet flame that's us, anything that's not yours, you can imagine that purple encapsulation, that purple flame just burning off and releasing. So, for example, if you've felt that you've taken anything on that's not yours, letting it go. And I'm just assisting each one of you. And there's an important message here that whatever experience you just had with that release, you can actually see that it was worth the experience, because when you approach it as if, you know, there's nothing good or bad, it's just how you're experiencing things. Your being wants to go through those experiences to connect, like we were talking about, to connect, to understand energy, how it works. So, seeing ourselves in this circle, drawing up through the feet. So, if you were to imagine two golden lights to begin to shine at the base of the feet, inviting in this grounding strength, energy, wisdom. And imagine that drawing up through the feet, coming up through the ankles, up through your seat, up through your core, coming up at the shoulders, maybe dropping them, rolling them back, drawing up the spine, tilting the chin just a tad forward around your crown. And that golden light just kind of rounds up and around the head space. Once again, bringing that kind of transparent protection around you. And in this transparent bubble protection, you may feel a sense of warmth, completeness, nurturing. I just invite you to invite in an intention in this space that you can spend some time being dedicated with. So it's not about how it's going to play out beyond the present moment. It's about just being with the intention in the moment, being with the frequency of the intention. So if it's to have trust or to move forward in a way that you require the courage, or maybe it's love, maybe it's beauty, maybe it's strength, whatever pops in, just invite it in. Maybe you're just holding that word, holding the frequency of that word in your hand. And then as you inhale in that frequency and exhale it out and beyond, just starting to let each cell, each breath, each heartbeat start to resonate with that So the reason we invite it in and just allow ourselves to be with it, it's more powerful. Now it's no longer outside of us. It's no longer this thing that we have to chase or work toward, or it's just, I need some courage. I'm inviting it in. What would it be like right now to sit with it, absorb it, smell it, taste it? What color is it? Where does it not want to extend to in my body? And with this intention, just giving yourself the nurturing and love, not seeing it as something outside of you, but just seeing it as a remembering, a relearning. It's already in there, it's already living, and just acknowledging that we have a responsibility in where we've been keeping it outside of us. And I'm just starting to notice, for some of you, it's starting to channel almost like a rhythm. So with each exhale, it kind of loops out and then draws up through the feet, up through the body, back out the crown, up through the feet, out through the heart, back up through the feet, out the crown. Just letting it channel, become a part of you, just like an inhale and an exhale. So this is just an integration of being. So instead of, for example, during this time, you see people picking costumes, kids pick superheroes, things they love, they dress up as. And we can choose to bring these things in, these frequencies in that we keep as something that we don't have or something we have to learn, obtain. We can just try it on and bring it in and start to be with it. And you may not notice, you may feel a strength in that exercise right now, but where you're going to really notice it as you step out into your world, into your life, into your day, and you're going to just start being seen in that. You're going to be seen in that strength. And it will come through comments, it will come through support, forcing this idea that you don't need to worry, you don't need to go out and grab, you don't need to go out and get frantic. And that's why we do this practice, specifically on Mondays as we're beginning our week. It's just to reset, reground, re-come into that oneness, that wholeness that we are. And maybe as you're doing this, you can start to name or start to notice some different hats or masks or costumes that you've been wearing or playing that you're ready to get rid of. They don't need to be there. It is just okay to be you, just is okay and safe to show up vulnerable, show up in the strength that you just are, start playing with that. And so if there's anything that begins to shed or come off, go ahead and throw that in the center of our circle. And we light a fire, and it can be recycled, burned, released, right up into the high, high, high heavens. It's almost like a vacuum, just gets sucked up to be recycled, released. And just remaining curious as to how This could shed just through a visualization. You may have some residual, and those experiences that you need will be perfect and come to you as you're moving forward in your day, week, month. So energetically, if we dump, sometimes the physical body then has to go through an experience because it's much more dense. So just calling in that those experiences can be easy, graceful, beautiful. You may have a moment of sadness or hardship or something, but you're in complete understanding of that that's all it is. It's just that physical manifestation of the movement that can sometimes be a little more painful than doing it energetically because we're working with the dense body. But we just call in that production of peace, that production of love, that production of joy, grace, ease around your being. And I'm seeing just kind of a pink coating, almost like a twinkle, just kind of rise up around everyone's physical body. And then go ahead and find yourself back in this time and space you're in. Noticing that seat. Noticing those toes. Bringing just a slight movement. Allowing yourself to come back into the body if you feel like you've been traveling enough and that it's just safe. So I invite you back in. It's completely safe to be here. And take a cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then let the hands come to touch. Just feeling any sensation, connection. You can create some energy, some frequency between those palms. And then place that on the heart, the third eye. There's someone else, somewhere else on the body that's calling, maybe that sacral space. And then you can let your hands kind of come down, shake them out if you need to. And then you can just slowly come out of it. A very interesting meditation. There was a lot of like Halloween type. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like I was seeing all these like all this weird imagery that was like very playful and costumey, and I don't know, maybe because I'm in a costume.
I mentioned the sound effects.
Yeah, we have some windy sound effects here. So anything you want to share, go ahead and write me in the chat. I'd be curious to know your experiences. In the beginning, it was like really heavy and really relaxing. Like I almost wanted to not talk and fall asleep. So did you guys feel that?
The exact moment that you said that your mouth, when you like got caught in the words, my whole body slowed down.
Yeah.
My throat tightened up.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was like a real sinking in. Oh, nice. It's like, oh. So your throat tightened?
Mm-hmm.
How? Like, what did it feel like?
Really hard. I couldn't swallow all of a sudden.
Oh, how does it feel now?
Better. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard it. Really, I was like, I was doing that too, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Trying to swallow.
Okay. So we had some throat tightening. I'd be curious how you guys experienced it. in the chat. So feel free to write me what came up around the intention setting. So not wearing these masks, these hats, like just knowing that we can be this. Anything specific that came up for words for either of you?
Power came up for me, kind of power/strength.
Okay.
Yeah, trust is the one, this one word that just keeps coming back to me. Like, trust yourself.
Yeah, trust yourself. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And you really do, like, it being exposed, you know, and especially in the space we're in right now in the world, seeing all these things come out and be exposed. We don't have to wait for something. That's why I shared that we can place, you know, you can go ahead and release these layers, and you maybe felt like some things let go. And we can then call in your physical body may need to have a shift, but it doesn't need to be something that is, you know, or tragic, or it's just like, no, it's safe to let that go, and then just really recognize that in the shedding and in the letting it go, how somewhere along the way we bought into this idea that we couldn't fully be ourselves, or it wasn't safe, or we had to wear these masks or these costumes or these hats, or, you know, it's like kind of hard to take me serious.
Truly.
Yeah, but that's really, I really saw that that going. So I would love if you guys would hop over to the private Facebook group and just kind of shared what that was for you, if there's anything that released there, and then just kind of track through your week and just see what kind of comes up, but know that you're completely protected and taken care of, and there's nothing to be concerned for. It's just that we have these physical bodies that sometimes, and you know, you can choose to get them aligned. You can go to a chiropractor, you could get a massage, you could, you know, there are therapies that manipulate in that physical way, which can be a really healthy way to do that. So all right, well, we will see you next Monday. Hop over and send anything in to me in the Facebook group that you want to share, or you can write to me in the chat. And have a wonderful sleep if you want to keep in. Oh, Amanda shared, very grounding, felt good. Yeah, it was very grounding. That's kind of the sense I get being in this, in the Pacific Northwest. Really, really grounding. So have a beautiful week. If you want to carry that into your sleep, you can choose to have a dream to continue to draw in that groundedness. And I'm here to support you. So if there's anything you need questions around, or have specific things you want to message me or write in the chat. All right, have a beautiful week. Go forth with your intention, your power, strength, trust, confidence, and share it with someone. So sharing begins to make it more real. It doesn't have to just be, it's not about us. It's about us drawing that in and then being that. And so others can be that in our vibration as well. So share it with someone. Share something you're going through or something you see for them. And just in that exchange, just in that experience, there's magic that we don't even know is available until we just have the courage to open up and share and be vulnerable. All right, have a beautiful week, and we'll see you on next Monday. Bye. You can also send in your costume photos.